morning, students. Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
One more problem we will see related to infeasible solution. This is the given problem. Then solve. You know how to solve the problem, right? Okay. Initially, we will verify the standard format. In graphical method, it doesn't matter whether it is in standard format or not. Then first inequality is only less than or equal to. Remaining inequalities are greater than or equal to. Directly make it equality. Consider this as equation 1. Consider this as equation 2. Directly make it equality. Consider this as equation 3. Right now, equation 1. Substitute x1 value as 0. Okay. A012. Everybody knows now how to do it. Yesterday we made one infeasible solution, correct? Students, yesterday in LPP we did infeasible solution.
Yes, ma'am.
Then consider x2 as 0. It is 18. B 18 comma 0. Equation 2. X1 is equal to 15. That's why the ordinate point is 15 comma 0. Next, equation 3. X2 is equal to 20. That is, x1 value is 0, x2 value will become 20. Correct? This way, we have to solve. Then right now plot the graph. Plot the graph. Here I am writing the ordinate points. 0, 12. B 18 comma 0. C is 15 comma 0. D is 0 comma 20. Right now everybody understood how to do it. I hope. Okay, just right now. Okay, here on x-axis highest value is 18. On x2 axis x1 and x2. X2 axis highest value is 20. Take it 2, 4, 6, 8 like that. The scale, take it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, because here the highest value is 18. 16, 18, 20. Similarly, y-axis treat it the same way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Right now, plot the first equation, that is A012. Here this is A0 comma 12. The ordinate B is 18 comma 0. The ordinate is here B 18 comma 0. Okay. Right now, these 2 points with a scale you have to draw a straight line. Consider this as equation 1. Second equation is 15 comma 0. Approximately here the value C is 15 comma 0, but here x1 is 15. Okay, x1 is 15. That means x2 is 15. C value is x1 is 15. Your ordinate C is 15 comma 0. X1 axis is 15. X2 axis is 0. That means here C 15 comma 0. Then we will get a vertical line. Consider this as equation 2. Next, equation 3. X1 axis is 0 and x2 axis is 20. 20 is here. That is D, ordinate D 0 comma 20. You will get a horizontal line. Consider this as equation 3. Till here, any queries, anybody? Again I am repeating. For first equation, okay, after substituting once x1 value as 0, then you will get 0 comma 12. Substitute x2 value as 0, then you will get 18 comma 0. Second equation is x1 greater than or equal to 15. In graphical method, it doesn't make any difference. That's why directly make it equal to, even though you are multiplying with minus symbol, finally you have to balance. Finally, we are going to get this only. That's why x1 axis is 15, x2 axis is not there. That's why you have to take it 0. Similarly, x2 greater than or equal to 0, that is x1 axis is 0, x2 is equal to 20. Right now, what are the points? This is related to equation 1, this is related to equation 2, this is related to equation 3. Right now, A012 appears here and B18 comma 0 appears here. 2 points are there. Directly with SK you have to draw a straight line. Next, the x1 axis is 15, x2 axis is 0. That point is near here, then you have to draw a vertical line. The last point is 0 comma 20, x1 is 0, x2 is 20. That's why you will get a horizontal line. Okay, right now, if you want to intersect, you can intersect. This is equation 2. Okay. Right now, you have to plot the feasible region. This is first equation. This is first equation. In the original problem, the first equation is of less than or equal to. I told. If the inequality is less than or equal to, the feasible region is towards the horizon. This is towards the horizon. Towards the horizon. Towards the horizon. Like that, represent the arrows. Okay. Next, second equation. Which is second? This vertical line. Which is second? This is greater than or equal to. That means the second equation is greater than or equal to. Feasible region is away from the horizon. Feasible region is away from the horizon. Feasible region is away from the horizon. Similarly, the third equation is again greater than or equal to. Again, this equation is away from the horizon. This equation is away from the horizon. This equation is away from the horizon. Any region is common, satisfying all the constraints? No, it is not satisfying, correct? One is towards the horizon, the other two equations are away from the horizon. Even though these two equations here away from the horizon, there is no common region. That's why the given problem doesn't possess optimal solution. The given problem is of infeasible solution. Students, clear? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what to write, right? Infeasible solution. Okay, next. We will go for another problem. I have given yesterday note, correct na? In the conclusion, what we have to write in the final examination. Since there is no region common to the above three regions, correct na? Three equations, that's why we will get three regions. Hence, there is no feasible solution and hence the problem has infeasible solution. You have to mention this. Yesterday you have made a note. लिखा है क्या कल आप लोग?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, same similar type of conclusion you have to write. Since there is no region common to the above three regions, here we are having three equations, correct na? Hence, there is no feasible region. Okay. Shall I wrap then?
Yes, ma'am.
Put heading as unbounded solution next. Last problem in LPP. Unbounded solution. Unbounded solution. Related to unbounded solution, we will take the problem. Maximus, here I am saying this is unbounded, this is infeasible. In the final examination, you have to identify whether it is infeasible or unbounded or whatever the given problem. Maximize z is equal to 5x1 plus 3x2. Am I going fast?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
If it is fast, let me know, okay? 4x1 plus 7x2 greater than or equal to 28 minus x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 5. Non-negativity constraint is same. x1, x2 greater than or equal to 0. Okay, this type of problems concentrate more on graphical method compared to formulation. Okay, then right now one is in standard format, the other equation is not in standard format, right? Then directly make it equal to consider this as equation 1, consider this as equation 2. Right now equation 1. How many students doesn't have maths background from your batch? 10 to 15 students almost, or more than that. PCCY students, how many students doesn't have maths background after 10th? 10 to 15 students were there? No. Okay. Substitute x1 is equal to 0, then it will become 7x2 is equal to 28. x2 will become 28 upon 7, it is 4. Write down ordinate point A, 0, 4. Substitute x2 value as 0, 4x1 is equal to 28. Okay, 7. B 7, 0. Right. Next. Second equation. Substitute x1 as 0, then x2 will become 5. Substitute x2 value as 0, then x1 will become minus 5. I know you were super seniors. I taught guest sessions for BRM. Last 2 chapters I used to take. Maths background kitna means answer karna chahte nahi hai. I told to Santosh sir also I need the list of students who doesn't have maths background. For them I will take some sessions. कुछ बोलना नहीं है क्या? सब लोगों का है maths background?
मैम मेरा नहीं है.
Okay, one.
ग्रेजुएशन बायोलॉजी में हुआ है मेरा.
Okay. At least raise your hands. Okay, I will identify how many students doesn't have maths background. Raise your hand. I don't know your name. Okay, no problem. Please raise your hand.
Good morning, ma'am. Aditi this side.
Okay, good morning, Aditi. Tell me.
Ma'am, I had maths only till 10th, and from my graduation, I didn't choose maths, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Why I am asking, no, means in general, while taking DS lectures, first lecture itself I will ask how many students doesn't have maths background. Anyhow, I will teach whatever the way I'm having, okay, I will teach. But for who doesn't have maths background, every day I used to take 5 to 6 evening 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock session separately to cover the mathematics part. Shortcuts I used to. That's why I'm asking. Means yesterday I discussed with Santosh sir. Sir, I don't know because how many students doesn't have maths background. I'm going fast. I'm agreeing with it because syllabus is too lengthy. That's why I'm going a little bit fast. Otherwise, what is happening, because we are getting only 30 minutes. In that also 5 minutes here and there, 40 minutes. In that 5 minutes, I'm not considering those 10 minutes, whatever it is, attendance and gathering of students. Then hardly I am getting only 30 minutes. I have to complete at least a method. That's why I'm going too fast. Okay, they will provide a solution. Don't worry. But I should know how many students doesn't have maths background. For them, at least I will do something. Means I'm planning to take combined sessions through Microsoft Teams. Okay, we were discussing. Okay, discussion. Don't worry. Okay, means if you feel I'm going fast, if you are not getting, please interrupt me. Otherwise, I don't know whether you are getting or not. If it is regular lectures, then I know from their faces. At least I used to ask. Right now, I don't know. Okay, only one way express is going on. Correct, na? Okay, don't worry. I'm here to help you only. Don't think ma'am is SP Patil, we belong to PCCA. That concept is not at all there. Okay, all are my students only. Your super seniors, I used to take BRM guest sessions, okay, for examination orientation purpose like that. Here also, I'm helpful. Don't worry. Even a simple query, you can raise your hand, okay? Okay, right now, okay, 15 students raise their hands. They don't have maths background, okay? I will ask Santosh sir. Okay, I want the list of those students' names. Okay. Next, coming back to the original problem. Okay, this right now, here see, earlier all are having positive values. Here we got a negative value. Then how to draw? Negative value appeared at x1 axis. Okay, yesterday some students, not PCCA, other students, I hope SB working students, how to take if it is a negative value. Okay, listen carefully. Feel free to ask the queries, okay? Then here I got x1 axis is negative, okay? -5. That's why this way I will take the graph. Okay. Here x1 axis highest value is 7, okay? And x2 axis highest value is 5. That's why take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With proper scale, I hope you are having scale, okay? Then here B, we are having x1 axis again 7, 6, 7. Okay, next. Then I will take that way only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here listen, on x1 axis I am having a negative value, that is -5. That's why I am left hand side, okay? This is the origin, left hand side. This is 0, then this will become -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. This entire thing is x1 only. This will become x2. Okay. Right now plot the points. The ordinate x1 value is 0, x2 value is 4. 4 is here. A0, 4. A0, 4. Next, the second equation, that is the second ordinate in first equation, B, x1 axis is 7, x2 axis is 0. This is B, 7, 0. Okay, 2 points are there. With scale, you have to draw a straight line. You have to draw a straight line. Little bit. Okay, I am extending the line. Okay, because here we are having -5 somewhere around. Okay, next. x1 axis is 0. X2 axis is 5. This is the ordinate, correct? That is C 0, 5. That is C 0, 5. Okay. Next, this is ordinate -5, 0. X1 axis is -5. The point is here D -5, 0. Then what I have to do? I have to draw a line. I have to draw a line. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. Till here understood? Till here understood? Just
Yes,
plotting the
ma'am.
points. Graph theory. Okay, then. First equation is greater than or equal to. Which is the first equation? This is the first equation. This is greater than or equal to. That means away from the origin. Away from the origin. The second equation is less than or equal to. That is less than or equal to. That means this. Towards the origin. Towards the origin. Towards the origin. Some portion, little portion if you observe. Towards the origin. Towards the origin. Correct? Here, if you see, okay, this entire region. One is away from the origin, the other one is towards the origin. Okay? This entire region. The objective function is of maximization. That's why it will go till infinity. That's why this is called unbounded solution. This is called unbounded solution. Any query in this? It will go till infinity. That's why it is unbounded. Why it is unbounded? Listen, earlier infeasible solution is entirely different. This is entirely different. Earlier what? Here we are getting here, if it is of minimization, listen carefully. This much portion, okay, this is towards the horizon, this is away from the horizon, okay. This much portion is common, this much portion is common, but the objective function is of maximization. If it is of minimization, what we used to do, wherever it is intersecting, are we getting closed polygon or open polygon, we used to find out this intersection point. But in this case, one equation is greater than or equal to, that means this is away from the horizon. The other equation is towards the horizon, only little portion, but the objective function says maximization. That's why this region, whatever it is, whatever this region, entire region, it goes till infinite. That's why the problem possesses unbounded solution. Everybody write down, note. Students, make a note. Understood or not? समझ में आया क्या नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yours. This means don't get confused. Infeasible solution is, listen carefully. Infeasible solution, most of the times for infeasible solution, one is greater than or equal to, the other one is less than or equal to, like that. That means you are greater than or equal to. That means away from the horizon. Away from the horizon. The other one is less than or equal to, towards the horizon. In this case, okay, whether it is minimization or maximization doesn't matter. Okay, that is infeasible solution only. In this case, in this particular case, the objective function is of maximization. Even though I have written this region is common, even though this till here it is common, otherwise it goes away from the horizon. Okay, even though I have pointed this intersection point, I will find out whatever it is, okay. This is almost 4.5 and minus 0.8 like that. Okay, even though I have calculated this value, but the objective function is of maximization, that's why maximum value goes till infinite. Okay, the continuous variable integral limits are minus infinity to plus infinity. Objective function is of maximization, that's why we will write it will go till infinity. Okay. What you have to write? Common feasible region is, write down, common feasible region is unbounded. Common feasible region is unbounded. And the objective function is of maximization. And the objective function is of maximization. Maximization. Then write down. Here it will go till infinity. Infinite symbol you have to write. Otherwise, the objective function is of maximization. Write down maximum z is equal to infinite. In the final examination, highlight this line. Maximum z is equal to infinite. Hence, the solution is unbounded. This way also you can write. Take one problem homework for unbounded solution. Take this as homework. Then today I will give Markov chains introduction. In the second chapter itself, second subtopic is Markov chains. Take this as homework. Maximize z is equal to 4x plus 5y subject to the constraints x plus y greater than or equal to 1, 2x minus y greater than or equal to minus 1, 4x minus 2y, 4x minus 2y less than or equal to 1. Again, answer is unbounded only. No common feasible region. You have to solve. If you are having any query, let me know, okay? Tomorrow's lecture. Right now, any queries related to linear programming problem, formulation and graphical method? First, in formulation, you have to first method, formulation of LPP. In formulation, you have to study the sentences, whatever the simple English sentences they will give, you have to study the lines carefully, and you have to identify in the problem itself. 99% of the cases they will give minimize the cost and maximize the profit. You have to identify whether the given problem is of minimization or maximization. What I told, if there is no restrictions, at least and at most, if there is no restrictions, then if the objective function is of maximization, directly we will write the inequalities are less than or equal to. If the objective function is of minimization, we will write greater than or equal to. If restrictions are not there in the problem, if restrictions are there, at least and at most only we will get, okay, less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. According to the conditions, you have to write. Okay, this is okay. This is formulation. Similarly, in graphical method, you have to verify whether the given format in standard format. If it is not in standard format, even though you are converting, that doesn't make any sense in graphical method. It makes a difference in simplex method, further methods. That's why whatever the given equations, directly take as it is. Whatever the linear inequalities they have given, you have to take as it is. That is equal to symbol. Okay. Find out the points. Plot those points on the graph with straight line. Okay. Then identify the common region or feasible region. Feasible region is nothing but common region satisfying all the constraints along with the non-negativity condition. If you found 99% of the cases, if the objective function is of maximization, we will get a closed polygon. If all inequalities are strictly less than or equal to. Okay, here if minimization problem is there, then 99% of the cases all inequalities are greater than or equal to, we will get most of the times open polygon. Clear? Okay. Right now, Markov chains. The second subtopic is Markov chains. Okay, Markov chains is also known as stochastic process. It is widely used in marketing research. It is widely used in marketing research. In marketing research, where we will use to study, okay, customer loyalty. You know Likert scale. What is Likert scale? Likert scale. Pata hai? BRM, have you studied Likert scale? That is in third chapter. Levels of measurement. Nominal level, ordinal level, interval level and ratio level. Wherever we are using the ordinal level of measurement, we use Likert scale. आप लोग कुछ तो बोलो, yes or no, मैम पता नहीं.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, what is Likert scale?
Ma'am, that highly agree, disagree.
Very good, very good. It is a 5-point scale. It is a 5-point scale. Correct, na? Consists of strongly agree to strongly disagree. There you will write down 5 points. 1 is strongly agree, 5 is strongly disagree. 1 is strongly agree, 2 is agree, 3rd is neutral, 4 is disagree, 5th is strongly disagree. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. It is widely used. Markov chains are widely used in marketing research. In this case, to study customer loyalty. Okay, by using Likert scale only, we study customers' loyalty. Okay, market shares, to identify the market shares. Okay, then in finance, I don't know how many students are having background of finance and all. In finance, Markov chains are used in accounts receivables and depositors analysis. Okay, in production operations, who has taken operations? Okay, it is useful in identifying maintenance problems and inventory management. In HR, manpower planning and all. Okay, later we will see. For example, boys, tell me 2 brands of shirts, your choice. I will ask one boy. One boy can tell me 2 brands, whatever the brands you like. Boys, tell me. Girls, at least they were asking something. Boys, Ganesh. 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 बात नहीं करना है क्या? General. Okay. Two types of brands. One is Van Heusen, the other one is Arrow or Louis Philippe, whatever it is. Here, Markov chains. First, we will see. Okay, Markov chains are used to identify the market shares. For example, your class consists of 100 students. Your class consists of 100 students. Among 100 students, 60 students prefer Van Heusen. 60 students prefer Van Heusen. Ultimately, the remaining 40 students will go for only 2 brands available. Here, assumption is only 2 brands. Okay. Here, one is Van Heusen, the other one is Arrow. Out of 100 students, 60 students are preferring this brand Van Heusen. That means ultimately remaining 40 are preferring Arrow. If 2 brands are there, then the condition, the corresponding probability will be 0.6 and 0.4. The corresponding probability is 0.6 and 0.4. Whenever you are adding the row total, whatever the brands you have taken, whenever you are adding the total should be strictly equal to 1. Then row total is equal to 1. Then this is called as retention and loss. Rows are called as retention and loss. Columns are called as retention and gain. Retention and gain. 2 marks questions related. These 2 questions are related to 2 marks questions. Okay, right now, what is Markov chain? We will study. A sequence of events. Event, what is event? What is event? The happening of an event, we will say. Tossing of a coin, correct, is an event. Throwing of a die is an event. Yes. These are called as events. Okay, your Markov chain is nothing but a sequence of events in which an event depends upon the immediate preceding event. Have you heard median? Median. 10th standard last chapter is correct now? Measures of central tendency. In BRM also you have not studied that, I know. That's why again I am saying. What is median? How many types of observations? There were 2 types of observations. One is individual observation. See how it is interrelated. BRM, decision science, marketing research are interrelated. Okay. How many types of observations? There were 2 types of observations. One is individual observation. Another one is grouped observation. Okay. Individual observations. For example, marks of 10 students. Marks of 10 students is individual observation. Okay. When it becomes grouped, 100 students are there. 100 students are there. Then in that, marks are ranging between 0 to 10. Ranging between 10 to 20. Okay, 0 to 10 nil. No student are there. 10 to 20 marks, 5 students are there. ये तो पता है ना at least?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, marks are ranging. That is called as grouped. Here you are clubbing or you are grouping marks. The corresponding frequency is there. Then here why we are talking about median. In median, in case of grouped observation, what is the formula? In case of individual number of observations, median if you take. Median is the middle value after arranging the data either in ascending or descending order. In case of group data, median formula is L plus n by 2 minus CF upon F into H, where CF is the cumulative frequency of the preceding class. Yaad hai, nahi yaad hai, I don't know. Pata hai, nahi pata hai, you are not speaking at all. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 30 to 40 like that. Then this is marks I have taken. Marks ranging between 0 to 50. I will take 40 to 50. Here the corresponding frequency. Here I am taking 5 students ranging between 0 to 10. Here I am taking 15 students. This I am taking 10 students. Again here I am taking 6 students. 20, 30, 36. 36 plus 14. Okay. 14 students are ranging between. Okay, then how we will calculate cumulative frequencies? Okay, here you have to add, correct na? 20, 30, 20, 50. Okay, here cumulative frequency 5, 5 plus 15, 20, 20 plus 10, 30, 36 and 14, 50. This is this matching S. Correct, na? This is nothing but cumulative frequency. This is nothing but cumulative frequency. Here n by 2 we have to calculate. N is nothing but total frequency. N is nothing but total frequency. N by 2 is equal to 50 by 2, 25. Where 25 appears in this particular column, this. For this 30, the preceding class is 20. Add it? No. आप लोग किया नहीं है ना शायद से L plus n by 2 minus CF by F into H. Okay, n by 2 value is 25. In cumulative frequency column, where 25 appears after 20. That's why we have to highlight this column. 20, n by 2, that is 25 minus cumulative frequency of the preceding median class is 20. Cumulative frequency of the preceding median class is 20. Then corresponding frequency is how much? 10 into H, the difference between upper limit and lower limit. There you have studied what is your preceding and succeeding role. कभी किया क्या नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
किया है क्या?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right now you know what is preceding event and what is succeeding event. I will take attendance 1 second. Otherwise, I will give the introduction of that. Then I will start with Markov chains. Okay, it is based on formulas. Let me give 1 minute time. Strength is deteriorating. I don't know why. Very less strength today. Okay. Okay, this is here. I will give you the definition. Tomorrow we will discuss. Okay. Markov chain is nothing but, because 2 marks questions in that they may ask, define the following terms with illustration. Okay, for definition 1 mark, for illustration, whatever the example you will take, that consists of 1 mark. Okay, a sequence of events. Events are nothing but outcomes. Tossing of a coin, throwing of a die, all are events are outcomes. Okay, an event depends upon the preceding event. Immediate preceding event for this particular class is this preceding event. This is called predecessor, successor. Preceding event, succeeding event. One and the same, whatever it is, but not on the prior events. Okay, A5 से कुछ लेना देना नहीं हम लोगों को. Is called Markov chain. What is a state? What is a state? What is a state? Here we have taken 2 brands. Okay, Van Heusen and Arrow. Okay, student wants to remain in Van Heusen brand itself. 60 out of 100 students, 60% of the students like, that's why the probability will become 0.6. Another brand is having the